Now this is a duck recipe. If you've never had smoked duck, you're missing out. If you don't want to make duck, you can make chicken with this very recipe, and it will be just as tasty.
Right.
But there's magic,
Yes,
is there not?
There is. And you know what? They're in the stores right now. You can find them.
They are in the stores.
find
They're
ducks.
more expensive than
Right.
chicken.
But it's so good.
But if you've never tried it, now this is a dense, it's a tougher meat, it's a darker meat. But when you smoke one, how can you describe it?
It's just delicious. It's sweeter than chicken. How would you describe it?
It's richer.
Yes.
And if the fat gets cooked just right,
yeah.
oh, you're talking something special. So I'm going to show you a brine. This is a little different from some of the brines that we do, but the basic part of a brine that you want is the sugar and the salt. So that really takes on that salt and that sugar, and then when you cook it, that salt keeps that moisture in.
Oh yeah.
And
Delish.
it's magic. So we're going to go 2 cups of kosher salt and 2 cups of brown sugar.
And you got our burner going.
Got the burner going. Now that is in 3 quarts of water. That's the start of the base, is 3 quarts of water. We're just going to dissolve everything in there. Then we're going to back off, and we're going to actually put some cooler things in here, some beer and some ice to cool that down, because I don't want to cook that duck in here before it even gets started. So if you want to go ahead while you're mixing that and put a little bit of soy in there, you can go 2 or 3 tablespoons of soy. That gives it that dark, nice look and taste. And something else we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take, I don't know, 2 or 3 tablespoons of peppercorns and put in there. And we're going to take, I'd say 4 bay leaves here. We want that flavor in there as well. And again, we're not going to bring this to a raging boil. We're just going to get the salt and the sugar dissolved. And we're going to take an orange or 2. We're going to take the zest off of these oranges. Now I like to, it's just me, but I like to use organic oranges, especially when I'm using the zest, because they haven't been sprayed with anything. And so we're going to take the zest off a couple of oranges and use the juice of the oranges, because when you have, what happens, Nikki, when you got orange flavor and duck together?
Delish.
I mean, it's
unbelievable.
It's just so magic.
Yeah, it
you
is
just
really
have
good.
to try it if you haven't tried it.
Oranges go with duck.
They do.
You gotta have them.
We're also going to put 2 12-ounce beers in here. And if you have a ginger beer, that really works well. And this time of year, we'll make a duck, and then we'll make another duck. And then, because there's not that much meat on it, if you're gonna cook a duck, a pretty good sized duck, it's 2 people. Wouldn't you say that's right?
Yes. And I got my little old-fashioned. I like the old-fashioned juicers.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
Remember your mom making orange juice with that?
I do. Delicious.
Ta-da! That smells heavenly.
How about some ginger? You want to put a little
Let's
ginger?
just put a little bit of ginger in there.
Right.
I think that's perfect.
Yum.
So now I have taken this duck and I've taken this end of its wing off. And I'm using hickory on this one. You can use apple as well. I like that. We're going to tie this tail up. We're going to put the legs behind it like this, and these in by its side. But for now, he's going to go take a 24-hour bath. And that piece of meat right there, that piece of meat hanging right there, when that comes off and it's crispy and smoky, that might be the best piece on the duck. So we're going to make sure that duck is submerged. And in about 12 hours, we're going to turn that over to make sure he really gets a good soak. And that's where we start. So now, through magic, this has set for 24 hours.
Yes, it has.
And we're going to put it in the smoker at 225 degrees. And we're going to let it go for about 5 to 6 hours until it's golden brown and that leg bone starts to slip, and you know that it's done.
Yummy.
It's a beautiful thing. So according to the government, ducks aren't as dirty as chickens and they have a lower temperature. The thing about this is, with this recipe though, you know, you can do duck at 140, 135, 140. Chicken is recommended about 165. But our duck is going to be nice and moist because the salt makes it retain that moisture. So you can get that temperature up a little bit. When it comes out, oh. Look at our beautiful duck sitting right here ready to go.
Can I try some duck?
Well, of course you can, Mr. Park.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh, wow. Oh.
You know what? It's like a mix of a chicken and a like really good steak. I mean, how do you describe in between? It's like so delicious.
It's hard to describe.
It's just so sweet and delicious.